5 to 6.
And you're watching Kwetu Mix on NTV. Keep it locked.
New Year comes with New Year deals. Renew your corporate subscription and get a bonus. Subscribe to Nation e-paper for 3 months and get 1 week absolutely free. 6 months and get 2 weeks absolutely free. 1 year and get 3 weeks absolutely free. To sign up, visit epaper.nationmedia.com or email subscription@ke.nationmedia.com. Offer valid till 28th February 2021.
Timeless love.
It's sad to see that Roberta and you are getting married without love and without knowing anything about your old relationships. Let's see if she doesn't give you a surprise.
You know something about Roberta?
Perhaps you still have enough time to change your mind about that ridiculous wedding.
Timeless love.
Heaviness and a burning inside, it could be heartburn.
Indigestion and heartburn? Eno gets to work in 6 seconds and works on the 6 symptoms of heartburn so you can keep living life non-stop. Eno, fight heartburn and indigestion fast.
Komesha Corona. Wash your hands using soap and running water or use an alcohol-based sanitizer. Maintain social distancing of 1.5 meters and always wear a mask.
Avoid wearing a mask under your nose, under your chin, because this doesn't protect you. The droplets can still land in the environment and things can still land on your nose and mouth.
Komesha Corona. Okoa maisha.
Boma Mabati makes your roof strong and appealing. It comes with a choice of various designs: Boma Box, Boma Tile, Boma Vase, in matte or glossy finish in various colors. Boma Mabati is quality, cost-friendly and KEBS certified. To place your order and enjoy free delivery, reach us on 0723 999981 or 0724 114411 or the details on your screen. Boma Mabati. Mabati ya kila boma.
This is NTV.
A good afternoon to you this Ash Wednesday. That's right, Catholics across the globe are today marking Ash Wednesday, the beginning of the annual 40 days Lent season. And it's signified by the application of ash on their foreheads. In the Kikuyu, worshippers gathered at St. Joseph Kera Church to mark the beginning of the Lent period where they're required to fast, something they do in order to help others and draw closer, to God. The ash, applied in the shape of a cross, is a symbol of penance, mourning and mortality. During this period, Christians are expected to practice more self-sacrifice and abstinence, fasting, prayer, penance and to give alms. Fasting for the 40 days ends with the culmination of Easter. Ash Wednesday is observed across the world by Catholics, Anglicans, Methodists, Presbyterians to mark the beginning of the 40 days of Lent.
tunaona mageuko makubwa. Mungu ametujalia, ametufanyia mema kwa sababu mwaka uliopita hatukuweza kusherehekea Ash Wednesday kwa sababu ya mambo yaliyokuwa dunia mzima ya COVID-19. Sasa mambo at least tunaona Mungu ametuonekania na amekubali mwaka huu tuwe na mambo yote ya kikanisa yanayostahili.
The Orange Democratic Movement Party is preparing its members for the planned grassroots elections. ODM National Elections Board Chairlady Catherine Muma says that it is meant to bring sanity in the party primaries. I bet you recall the Men in Black. The exercise involves members who want to vote in the primaries or take part as aspirants, verifying their membership. Muma says most previous ODM primaries have been marred by chaos due to last-minute registration of members and certain members not finding their names in the party's register. The exercise that commenced on Monday will go on until the end of the week. If you plan
to participate in the ODM grassroots elections as an aspirant or as a voter, that you must ensure that you are on the ODM register, because we will not allow anybody to vote merely because you're a supporter. I believe one of the reasons why the party primaries are usually chaotic, not just in ODM but in all parties, is because we try to do everything simultaneously a few months or a few weeks before the deadline of IEBC.
Kisii County Deputy Governor Joash Mangi and South Mugirango Member of Parliament Silvana Sosoro were on Monday arrested for allegedly trying to cause chaos during the funeral service of the late former Cabinet Minister Simeon Nyachai. They are now threatening to sue the state, citing continued harassment from state security agents. The leaders, allied to Deputy President William Ruto, castigated security officers for allegedly being misused by government to frustrate perceived key political allies of the Deputy President.
The leaders who spoke in South Mugirango after their release following detention during the funeral of veteran politician Simeon Nyachai over allegations by security officers that they were planning to cause disturbance have fired back.
I am telling you, kwanza wale watu mulidishika na nyinyi watu na wanaongoza security team, I am going to file a case against you. I am seeking damages. Lazima munilipe, niliumia huko ndani bure.
We have said enough is enough, and we are preparing, we have instructed our lawyers. We must file suit. We must sue the state. We must sue whoever was responsible for arresting us yesterday.
The leaders accused the security team of being misused to settle political scores, saying they will not bow to intimidation. The two leaders were picked separately on Monday and detained at the Yugis and Keroka police stations, respectively. Former Kisii Mayor Samuel Omwanda was also picked from his house Sunday afternoon and detained for investigations.
We are now fed up. We will take the government head on where they have broken the law.
The trio denied planning to cause chaos at the funeral service and agreed to make a joint complaint before a court of law. Zainab Ismail, NTV.
Hundreds of young men and women in Isiolo have turned up for the Kenya Defence Forces recruitment drive that is currently ongoing in that county. Previous drives have raised concerns regarding drug and substance abuse among the men and pregnancies among the women, which disqualified most candidates from the region seeking the chance to serve in the military. According to senior recruiting officer Lieutenant Colonel Martin Muvi Maluki, who oversaw the exercise, the turnout for the recruitment drive was impressive, though women were fewer in number in comparison to men. According to the officer in charge of the recruitment in that county, observations made in recent recruitment drives across various sub-counties in the Upper Eastern region revealed that most candidates failed to meet the threshold required for toxicological examinations, showing that several male candidates have drugs, especially marijuana, in their systems, while some women tested positive for pregnancy.
The young turks, the young generation, have really entrenched themselves into misuse, the drug misuse. Their majority of their toxicological tests normally turn up to be positive in various misuse of drugs. Then the other thing is some of the women whom we normally want to recruit, they come with pregnancy tests. When they are tested, they have pregnancy tests. Turns positive. Then others, it's the challenge of the height, and the others is the challenge of the weight.
It will cost Kenya nearly 7 trillion shillings in the next 10 years to address the effects of climate change in Kenya. I'm trying to wrap my mind around that number. What does that mean? What is it? 7 trillion. It's a lot of money. And that is according to the Principal Secretary for the Ministry of Environment, Chris Kipto, who spoke during a press briefing for the biannual United Nations Environmental Assembly Summit, that is UNEA. Climate change has increasingly become a prevalent issue in recent years globally.
Here in Kenya, extreme weather has been the new order of the day. The government says $62 billion is what is needed to protect the country.
Climate change is going to be very costly for us for the next 10 years. To mitigate against climate change, between now, 2020 and 2030, we shall require about $18 billion just to do mitigation. And to adapt to climate change, we shall require $44 billion.
However, Kenya can only finance a fraction of this.
We can only finance locally 21%. So 79% we have to source internationally. On adaptation measures, we are going to only be able to raise 10% of that locally. So 90% will have to be sourced internationally.
The PS says that Kenya is on its way to securing funds from international organizations.
We are discussing with our partners. We have already engaged. Just last week we had a discussion with the EU, all the EU members. And we have also international finance, which is available. We're working under GEF and other funds which are available.
Aside from climate change, greenhouse gases have far-ranging environmental and health effects, including respiratory diseases from air pollution. Anita Nkonge, NTV.
The Kisumu County government has embarked on an ambitious plan to redesign the town's major streets as it seeks to turn the central business district into a non-motorized area. Oko Okusa with the rest of those details.
The initiative, which was launched by Governor Anyang' Nyong'o, is expected to transform the busy Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Street into a single carriageway, meaning that all parking spaces will be relocated to the back streets.
So that one wing of the street can be for people to walk. Drop off in 15 minutes. Come drop who you want to drop and pass. If you stay clamping, fine.
According to Nyong'o, the new arrangement will ensure that pedestrians and cyclists enjoy enhanced convenience and safety.
If well planned and well developed, will be the metropolis of Africa.
Dubbed Kisumu Car Free Day, the project, according to Governor Nyong'o, will be piloted once every month before it is fully rolled out.
Kisumu, city of the future, not just of tomorrow. It's a city that my grandchildren will be proud of.
The county government has partnered with the Institute for Transportation and Development Policy and the United Nations Human Settlements Program, UN Habitat, in implementing the project.
The plan, which is being launched, is a 10-year roadmap for improving mobility in Kisumu City so that all residents have access to economic, educational, and social opportunities.
From March 30th, no public service vehicles will be allowed into the CBD, while boda bodas and tuk-tuks will have designated areas of operation in the new plan. Oko Okusa, NTV.
6 people believed to be behind a spate of transformer vandalism incidents have been arrested at Changombe area in Embakasi in a raid carried out by Kenya Power security personnel together with officers from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations. During the exercise, copper windings and an assortment of cables and other electricity distribution equipment were recovered. Among the 6 people arrested was the owner of a scrap metal yard where the stolen materials were stored. Earlier this week, week, 6 other suspects were arraigned at Makadara Law Courts to face various charges related to theft of electricity and vandalism of power distribution equipment. They are believed to be heading cartels that are responsible for illegal connections in city estates.
During our routine inspections and patrols, my team bumped into a receiver of scrap metals here, and unfortunately some of the items that it's been receiving are actually our copper windings. And if you actually recall, a couple of months ago and the recent past, we have had a lot of, or rather a spate of vandalism of our transformers.
Farmers across the country are set to benefit from modified maize seed varieties resistant to stem borer once the ongoing trial under the BT Maize project is complete. The new technology will not only reduce the losses encountered by farmers, but also reduce exposure to cancer-related illnesses which have been attributed to the high levels of use of pesticides. The trial of the variety, which is being spearheaded by the Kenya Agricultural and Livestock Research Organization, KALRO, in partnership with the Kenya Plant Health Inspectorate Services, KEFIS, and is already taking shape in 6 counties, that is Kakamega, Kisumu, Embu, Kiambu, Kirinyaga, and Busia, before being extended to other counties.
Part of what we are doing here to create awareness among the farmers, among the scientists, among the policy makers, among the regulatory agents, so that they can be comfortable that the technology that is being used here will indeed be safe for use when the maize is used as for food. It will be safe when the maize is used as feed for livestock, and it is also safe to the environment.
The foremost cryptocurrency on the planet, that is Bitcoin, has had a surge in price to over $50,000 per Bitcoin, creating more demand for it, even as its reputation as a solid store of value remains questionable. Bitcoin has seen its price shoot up by 72% this year alone, and the price of the cryptocurrency, however, remains volatile, as has been the case since its inception. Bitcoin gained more prominence this year when Tesla's co-founder and billionaire Elon Musk invested $1.5 billion in it and also opened up the payment of Tesla's cars using the currency. Governments around the world have remained skeptical about the stability of Bitcoin, with some offering disclaimers against its use. I'll see you back on the other side of this break.
Parenting is all about learning when to be tough and when to be gentle. Tough, gentle. But when it comes to fever, you need to be both. Panadol Baby and Infant starts to work on fever in 15 minutes and is gentle on the tummy. Tough call. Panadol Baby and Infant. Tough on fever, gentle on your child.
The Ministry of Health would like to remind all Kenyans that coronavirus is still among us and that we must continue to adhere to all preventative measures to contain the spread of this deadly disease, including proper wearing of face masks.
Avoid wearing your mask under your nose, under your chin, because this doesn't protect you. The droplets can still land in the environment and things can still land on your nose and mouth.
Komesha Corona. Okoa Maisha.
Mhasibu Sacco Society Limited is a reputable Tier 1 Sacco for all professionals. We pride ourselves in business stability and growth, having been in existence for the last 35 years with an asset base of over 6 billion shillings and over 18,000 members spread across the world. All professionals should join us to benefit from competitive products, high qualifying credit, attractive returns, and services automation. Join us and attain your financial independence. Mhasibu Sacco, the Sacco for professionals.
Na 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 na.
When I open my eyes, I see beauty you can't believe. Oh mama, no place I'd rather be. Kama si Kenya, duniani hamna kama we. Nothing better, si unapendeza. Let the sun shine over you, my love. Your sounds heal my soul. Nothing better, Kenya unapendeza. Uye, unavile wanashindwa kukata. Inanitosha, inanitosha, inanitosha Kenya. Inanitosha, inanitosha, inanitosha Kenya. Inanitosha Kenya. Inanitosha.
New Tuzo Yogurt Cup. Size yako, bei yako.
Place your order and enjoy free delivery. Reach us on 0723 999981 or 0724 114411 or the details on your screen. Boma Mabati. Mabati ya kila boma.
Maji mdosi wangu ametupa simu yangu ndani ya maji.
Mdosi wako kwa sawa. Venye Nkirota ameniambia ajui na akimpigia simu ashiki. Hi guy, what the?
For the women who deserve more, Moped is now in Kenya and more than 40 countries. With its nylon-free surface, new Moped has unique softness and up to 100% protection. Your skin will love it.
Thank you for staying with us on NTV at 1 this Ash Wednesday. More than 60,000 needy secondary school students in Nairobi will now access bursaries worth 503 million shillings after the Nairobi County government, in collaboration with the Cooperative Bank, disbursed the delayed funds. The County Education Executive member, Janet Oko, says that the funds were meant to be disbursed last year but had been delayed due to the leadership wrangles in the county government. The funds will go towards the payment of school fees for students from poor backgrounds in the city. The Executive Bursary Fund has 3,000 beneficiaries enrolled under the program, with each getting between 45,000 and 53,000 shillings as per the Ministry of Education fee guidelines. Almost 60,000 students will benefit from the award bursary funds. Land grabbers and speculators in the coast region have been put on notice and will be dealt with severely by the security agencies. Speaking at a security meeting in Kisauni sub-county in Mombasa County, the Commissioner Gilbert Kitio said that the land-grabbing menace has highly contributed to acts of crime such as murder in the region. Kitio blamed the local chiefs for not taking action despite knowing the individuals involved in the illegal activities in the areas of jurisdiction. He urged residents and investors to follow the law when acquiring land. He also urged the public to support the security agencies in the fight against crime, drug trafficking and land grabbing.
Kila chief anajua ile shamba imegrabiwa kwake. Na anajua imegrabiwa na nani. So it should start from there. Ili tujue our land grabbers ambao wanatuletea matatizo ni kina nani. We want to treat those land grabbers vile tuna treat watu wa madawa ya kulevya na wauaji. Kwa sababu hiyo tabia imejaa Kisauni hapa. Watu wanavamia mashamba na hata wengine wanavamia shamba na kupeleka mwenye shamba kotini na kufungia mwenye shamba nje. Hiyo ni tabia ambayo lazima tuimalize.
Moi Girls High School in Eldoret has been closed indefinitely. This is after students refused to attend classes and staged a strike. The County Director of Education says that the decision to close the school was arrived at after meeting the administration, and students accused the principal, Christine Chumba, of harassment and are demanding her removal. Lois Wangoi with those details.
Wednesday morning, and students at Moi Girls High School Eldoret went on rampage and made attempts to leave the school compound, but the administration here would hear none of it. Frustrated, the students started demonstrating in school, their top complaint being the constant harassment by their school principal, Christine Chumba.
Exactly. But when I came to school, I found multiple quotes along this line, right? So I've read them all. I know I've read them all. Now, one of them says, don't hide the junk in your life. Throw it away. Mrs. Chumba is not something we want in our life. We have to get rid of her.
The students further accuse their principal of intimidating and badgering both teaching and non-teaching staff and want her removed before they can return to class.
Our old security team, those old men who walked around with bows and arrows at night for our security, where are they? They are not around at the school. We want that security team back, and they are given proper jobs, because those old men have families. They have risked their life for more than 10 years to protect us. But no, in 2021, this is when she decided we're going to have a new security team. Catch! It is about time.
Senior education officials are among stakeholders who responded to quell the rioting at this national school, which is listed among the top performing secondary schools in the country. Here, students were offered an open forum to air their grievances.
We also have Muslims among us, but no, she went and closed the prayer room and prohibited them from going there. And then, you know, when I came in Form 1, I had that pride of being a Moijian. Like, I was proud, you know, like, I, Moiji. But no, she came, you don't even want to associate yourself with Moi Girls. Ametoa vitu mingi. I will start with what I really love most, music. We are suffering. The instruments, everything is just falling. Everything, literally. Academics, the best of the best teachers are leaving.
The senior education officials, drawn from both national and county governments, later engaged in a closed-door meeting with the principal and decided to close the school as their grievances are looked into. Lois Wangoi, NTV, in the county of Uasin Gishu.
What do you make of those sentiments expressed by the students? To share your thoughts, the handle is at NTV Kenya on Twitter. Mine is Olive Burrows. Let's look at what's happening away from Kenya's borders. And at least 60 people have died and hundreds others are still missing after a boat capsized in the Congo River in the Western Democratic Republic of Congo. According to a government official. The boat involved is called a whaler, a commonly used flat-bottomed vessel between 15 to 30 meters long by 2 to 6 meters wide. It was headed for Mbandaka, the capital of DRC's Equator province, which is around 700 kilometers from Kinshasa. Boat accidents are common in the vast mineral-rich country because vessels are often overloaded with passengers and cargo. Most of the passengers traveling on vessels often also do not wear life jackets. Last month, at least 3 people, 2 children and 1 woman drowned after a passenger boat sank in Lake Kivu. Those running the boats also frequently dodge weight restrictions. And after a devastating shipwreck on Lake Kivu that killed 142 people, President Felix Tshisekedi announced in April of 2019 that all passengers should wear life jackets. But
there were many of us when the whaleboat overturned. Several people drowned. The ones that were in the bottom compartment were under the whaleboat. Those are the bodies they're recovering now.
We rescued 125 people, which I personally noted on my list. 16 of the dead were recovered. Some were buried here and others were sent to Maluku, Kinshasa.
Further afield, Myanmar's anti-coup protesters returned to the streets in force on Wednesday with the biggest street demonstration since troops fanned out around the country to quell opposition to the new military junta, and thousands of people rallied in Yangon, the nation's biggest city, with protesters blockading roads with vehicles to stop security forces from moving around the commercial capital. Much of the country has been in open revolt since troops deposed Nobel laureate Aung San Suu Kyi at the start of the month and charged her under an obscure import law. Wednesday's crowds came in defiance of more violent efforts by the regime to bring resistance to heel, following nationwide street protests and a disobedience campaign encouraging civil servants to strike. Demonstrations over the past 2 days have been noticeably smaller since troops were deployed around Yangon on the weekend. UN Special Rapporteur Tom Andrews warned that reports of soldiers being brought into Yangon could lead to the situation there spiraling out of control. The military said a police officer had died in Mandalay after a confrontation with protesters on Sunday. Time to take a look at what's happening in the world of sports. And this year's Sports Personality of the Year Awards, that is Sawyer, will consist of 6 award categories, unlike previous editions, which involved 18. The 6 categories are Outstanding Sportsman and Woman, Resilience category, Hall of Fame, Community Hero, and Innovation category. This year's ceremony is slated for Saturday at the Lake Naivasha Resort in Nakuru County, with over 200 athletes expected to attend. Due to prevailing conditions brought about by the global outbreak of COVID-19, this year's event will seek to celebrate sportsmen and women as well as organize a symposium for the athletes.
Many young people, as much as they retire, they are competing so hard now, and when they retire, because they are never empowered well enough. After serving the sport, after serving the nation for so many years, and I believe this is what we want us to see to that we every now and then we are engaging our young people, our sportsmen.
We wish those in contention the very best. Kylian Mbappe scored a stunning hat-trick as Paris Saint-Germain ripped Barcelona apart 4-1 in the first leg of the UEFA Champions League last 16 tie at the Nou Camp. The night didn't start well for last year's runners-up when they fell behind to Lionel Messi's 27th minute penalty. The 6-time Ballon d'Or winner was then upstaged on his own turf by World Cup winner Mbappe as PSG ruthlessly exposed the hosts. The French player equalized in the 32nd minute before a double in the second half as Moise Kean put it beyond doubt for an incredible away win. The second leg takes place on the 20th of March in Paris, by which time PSG hope to have Neymar back from a thigh injury to face his former side. In the other game, Liverpool saw off RB Leipzig 2-0 away to set up advantage going into the second leg. And tonight sees Cristiano face beloved boyhood club Porto as Juventus travel to Portugal and Sevilla host Dortmund. The Champions League might have taken the spotlight, but there's still some English Premier League action tonight, with Manchester City hoping to extend their lead when they travel to Everton. Pep Guardiola's men are 7 points clear of neighbours Manchester United with a game in hand, having put together a record-breaking 16-match winning streak in all competitions. Carlo Ancelotti will be eager to have top scorer Dominic Calvert-Lewin back after a toothless display in the shock home defeat to relegation battling Fulham. This fixture was initially scheduled for December 2020 before a COVID-19 outbreak ravaged City's squad in the day's other game. Burnley host Fulham. An exciting time for football fans. That concludes NTV at 1, but do not dare change the channel.
This is NTV.
Presenting the new Harpic bathroom cleaner. Compared to ordinary detergents, its thick formulation gives you superior cleaning and kills 99.9% of germs and viruses all around the bathroom. Blue
For the toilet.
and red
For the bathroom.
New Tuzo Yogurt Cup. Size yako, bei yako.
Breaking news from Molfix. Let's see what they're developing right now.
Molfix pants with anatomic fit technology. New Molfix pants, an invention from babies for babies.
You should also try Molfix.
Maji mdosi wangu ametupa simu yangu ndani ya maji.
Mdosi wako kwa sawa. Venye Nkrocha ameniambia ajui na akimpigia simu ashiki. Hi guy, what
For the women who deserve more, Moped is now in Kenya and more than 40 countries. With its nylon-free surface, new Moped has unique softness and up to 100% protection. Your skin will love it.
Fact Finder from the BBC.
Why are there fewer oncologists in Africa and what's the impact on cancer treatment? We tell you what we found out.
The number is not enough, but of course they are helping to provide a quality cancer treatment to our patients.
This immigration scam goes viral online. We found out how it started and why some people fell for it.
And did an airline fat shame its passengers?